For me, the best thing about studying abroad in Japan is not only about exploring Japanese culture, but also about meeting, exchanging, and studying with different types of people from all over the world at a university that is aiming to globalization, like Rikkyō University.
I grew up in a very multicultural, multilingual, multi-ethnic country. So when I was young, I had the opportunity to learn about a lot of different kind of cultures. I heard about the name in CIC, Intercultural Communication itself. I thought that the name itself really suited me, so I decided to apply.
Yeah, the good adaptability in study abroad in New Zealand is very useful for me right now. The opportunity to work for the people who from different culture is increased more and more. I want to expand the channels with skills I learned in CIC and work more globally. Yeah.
I think one of the most satisfying moments in my university life here is the education that I receive, especially Japanese language education. During my first year, I had to learn all my classes in Japanese. I had to write reports and do presentations in Japanese, and that was a really, really tough time for me. But after that experience, now I can write reports and do presentations in Japanese. And when content is taught in Japanese in classes, I mostly understand what is going on, so I really feel like I've achieved something.
I was mainly learning communication in CIC, and the most impressive class for me is cultural exchange. Students who speak latest language in English, we join the same class and we can learn the different idea from others and discuss without stereotype.
I really have a lot of interest in translation and interpreting. In that class, we learn a lot about the history of translators, interpreters, where they came from, as well as what kind of training they receive and what sort of places they are deployed to and things like that. So it's actually really quite interesting.
My thesis is related to Japanese education. Now I'm studying how to improve the teaching of kanji for overseas students from Vietnam. After graduation, I plan on going back home and devote to Japanese education activities in Vietnam. I want to be a Japanese teacher based on what I have learned at university. And after that, I will open a Japanese language cultural exchange center in Hanoi, capital of Vietnam. That is my dream.
I feel like my life has really become a bit more different since coming to Rikkyō University. And I like to encourage all of you to come to this department, see what kind of changes that you will receive in your own life.
CIC is a community that respects the individual identity. By learning in CIC, you can value your own feelings and the beliefs and become the active global humans in any field. In Japan or in other countries as well, I think that you will be able to have a richer future and more choice.